What did I just watch? I just got home from seeing Midsommar, which sounds like a name of a food from IKEA. I'm a little, just a little traumatized, like just a little bit. This is gonna be a non-spoiler and spoiler review. The first half will be non-spoiler, spoiler-free, and the second half will be full of spoilers, okay? And don't worry, I'm gonna warn you when I'm about to talk about spoilers. And I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions about this movie, like how gory is it, how disturbing is it? So I'm gonna go through all the disturbing scenes and I'm gonna tell you all about every single one, because I know that some of you wanna know what you're getting into before seeing this movie, because we've all heard that it's a very severe, graphic movie, and it is. So, hey! That's what they do in the movie, y'all. I thought it was cute. Oh my gosh, I take that back, actually. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. So, let's start with the non-spoilers. This movie was overall good. I was interested the whole time. It is very long. It's 2 hours and 27 minutes. That's a long movie, y'all. That's almost endgame level. This is the endgame of horror movies. So it did feel long. It did feel very slow, but it never felt boring. A lot of the times when movies are slow, they're also boring. This one is not. It's just slow. But I still enjoyed it. Basically, it's about this girl that goes with her boyfriend and his friends to a festival in, I think, Sweden or Netherlands, maybe just the second floor of IKEA. And obviously from the trailers we have seen that this is not just a normal festival. Something weird is going on, bad things are happening. No spoilers yet, but a lot of bad things do happen. Let's quickly go through the cast. So Florence Pugh plays Danny, the main girl. Her acting is amazing. Her crying, I don't know why, it disturbed me. Like, she made this weird noise that sounded like a goat. She's like, "Arr!" That's how she cries. But it was so believable and so raw and so real. Yes, girl. And also, I was rooting for her this whole movie. I loved her character. She slayed me. I loved her. Jack Rayner plays her boyfriend, Christian. And to be honest, all the men in this movie are unlikable. Like, their characters are not likable. They are all rude and selfish. William Jackson Harper played Josh, who is one of the friends of the boyfriend. And I like this actor a lot. He's just a good actor and he's very unique. But I did not like his character. Will Poulter played Mark, and he's a funny actor, but I did not like his character either. So anyways, that was a quick little cast rundown. It was directed by Ari Aster, who also directed Hereditary, and I did not like that movie. That movie was flat out weird and boring, and I was not a fan, but I liked Midsommar a lot. I can't really say anything else without giving away spoilers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rate this movie, and then get into the spoiler section of this video. I think I'm gonna give this movie 8 flower crowns out of 10. It was disturbing, creepy, and it was everything I expected it to be. So I'm happy with it. Okay, y'all, it's time for spoilers. Just beware, this is gonna get graphic. Trigger warnings, okay? I'm gonna be talking about suicide, because there were some suicides in this movie. A ton of gore, and just like really gross things. So I'm just warning y'all. I'm not gonna really talk about the whole plot. I'm just gonna like run through all the disturbing stuff. So basically at the beginning of this movie, the main girl's sister commits suicide, and she also kills their parents. Like in the same night. It does show all 3 dead bodies, and the parents don't look like that graphic. They just look like dead bodies. I think she smothered them or something like that. But then it shows the sister, and she has like a tube in her mouth with like duct tape around it. I'm not sure how that works, but it was very disturbing and very scary. And then about 30 or 40 minutes into the movie, they're at the festival, and it turns out that when the cult members turn 72, their life is like over, so they commit suicide as well. And they show it in the most graphic way. These 2 older people jump off of a cliff onto a big rock, and basically the woman breaks her whole head open, and it shows it like a lot. And then the man breaks his leg and doesn't die. And it shows the leg graphically as well. And because he's not dead, they take this huge hammer type thing and break his head open. And it shows it very close up, very disturbingly, and it's a lot to handle. So there's that. In another scene, they hit one of the friends over the head with the same hammer type thing, and then it shows the person that hit them, and it's a person wearing someone else's face. Like, they took their skin, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style, and put it over their face. Very creepy. You can see their eyes blinking underneath the other person's eyelids. I cannot. And then there's one part where this girl wants to have sex with one of the guys, right? And so she puts her pubic hair in his little pie that he's eating, and he's like, what is that? And then the friend's like, that's a pubic hair. Like, girl, way to be subtle. But that was more funny than disturbing. They do get drugged a lot. Like, they're always kind of out of it, especially in like certain scenes. And at one part, they drug the main guy and kind of like push him, not like force him, but they kind of like push him to have sex with one of the village girls, the one that put her pubic hair in his pie. That sounds weird. And basically they treat sex as like a whole ritual. So they have like 10 naked women lined up around the main girl who's naked. It shows the JJ's TTs, and it shows one pee-pee as well, flopping around because he's running. So there's pee-pees in the wind, titties flapping everywhere. There's a lot of things going on. Anyways, he goes to have sex with her. They start doing it. It's pretty graphic. You can see her titties, you can see his butt, and they're going at it. And all these women are just surrounding them, chanting, and then when the girl starts moaning, they all start moaning in unison, and it's like, you need to calm down. It's too much. And then at one part, like one of the naked ladies goes to the guy and she starts singing in his face, and the whole audience cracked up. They're like, what? She was like, ah! Okay, she wasn't like that, but she was like, ah, yeah. It was kind of iconic. And this sex scene is in like the last 30 minutes of the movie. So the naked guy runs out after they're done, and he finds one of the guys that he knows strung up in like a little shack. This part like stuck with me a lot. It's gross. Strung up in a shack, like almost like a dead animal. His like back is completely opened, and his lungs are, I think it's his lungs, are out of his body, floating there, but they're still connected to him, so they're moving. And it was a lot to handle. He also had sunflowers like shoved in his eyeballs. It was disgusting and horrifying. Oh, and before this, the main girl won this like dance competition, so she became their queen. So they're treating her great right now. She has this big flower dress on. She's like a Coachella princess. Anyways, at the end, they basically say that they're gonna sacrifice like 9 people. Some have to be like from the village and some have to be outsiders. It's some weird stuff. They put the main boyfriend into the body of a bear somehow, and they sew him up, but he's still alive. He's just in the body of a bear, like a real bear. Very weird. And then you see all the other friends and they're all dead. And they have turned them into almost like dolls, like creations. It's very disturbing, very disgusting to look at. They like took their heads and attached them to like a stuffed body, and they did things to their skin, and one of them has a branch in their mouth and has like a tree coming out of them. They look like floppy stuffed dolls, and it's so gross. And then they burn them all in this big like church type of thingy, and then 2 of the villagers sacrificed themselves, and it shows them being burned alive. And then while all of them are dying, all the other villagers just start to laugh and dance around, and then it shows at the very end the main girl smiles. It's like she almost likes it, like it's like she found her family because her family died. It's very disturbing. So that was it. That was the end. More stuff happened, but it was a pretty simple plot. Overall, I like this movie. It was exactly what I thought it would be. I'm creeped out by it, but it's not the point of seeing it, you know? So go watch my Spider-Man Far From Home review that I posted yesterday. I went in depth with those spoilers. I told y'all the whole movie basically. So go check it out if you want to know spoilers. But the first 8 minutes are spoiler free if you just want to see like a simple review. Anyways, subscribe to I'm Not a Movie Critic with me, Timmy Tomato. See y'all next time.